Episode 6, ready? Oh, hi, that, yo. Welcome to the Embarrassed by Night podcast hosted by two balding Vietnamese-American comics celebrating Vietnamese culture and beyond. This is Andy Van. I'm Fred Lay.
Do you have to tell them every time that we're balding?
Yeah, I figure we do that for like 8.
Yeah.
And then they'll know, like, oh, that's their brand.
Yeah. My brand is I'm balding Vietnamese-American comedian.
Yeah, but that's what sets us apart from the other.
All the other Vietnamese comedy podcasts.
Yeah, I checked them all. They all have
none of them have balding.
Pretty crisp hairlines.
God, that sucks. We have the worst hairlines of all the Vietnamese comedians.
No, we have the best balding headlines of all of the.
There are some bad balding hairlines.
Yeah,
admittedly,
and ours are on point. Symmetrical.
I wear hats. Now. I have a hat with my brand on it now. This is not something that I'm going to be doing forever. It's just one time.
That's not something that you want to sell. If this was Kenneth Nguyen right now, he'd be like, "You should sell that, dude."
Yeah, it's a good way to make money. Yeah, I probably should, but I'm not.
You should be putting that on Etsy right now. What's wrong with you? We're trying to get the Joe Rogan numbers.
Joe Rogan numbers, but he made clear he's not talking about money. He's talking about only episode count.
Of course, yeah. And I just thought that was very ambitious.
Do you think we will ever get to those Joe Rogan numbers?
No. 2,000?
We have 6? This is 6, right?
Yeah, we have 6.
Yeah, 6 is...
And I'm amazed.
You're about to pack it in, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only... It's because we bought this new microphone, and I'm like, all right, I'll stick it out for
this microphone is sick.
It's glistening, yeah.
It's beautiful. I just took it out of the box, and it's heavy. It's like a baby. A dead baby.
It's about as heavy as a burrito.
A Chipotle burrito.
Chipotle burrito, yeah.
I saw a comic do a bit about how Chipotle burritos used to be. And I just thought, like, wow, are we at that point? We're already nostalgic for old Chipotle burritos in our society? I don't know. It just felt kind of sad to me.
I haven't been to Chipotle in a while. Are they shrinkflating?
No, I think it's relatively similar, but I think the prices have gone a little bit up, so actual inflation. But they did used to pile it on, I feel like. As a kid, I remember that.
That was what they were known for, right?
Yeah.
But I still feel like you can get away with that shit.
Probably, yeah. But they have to pay for double the meat.
Okay.
I don't pay for it. Do you double meat?
I haven't been to Chipotle in a long time. Welcome to the Vietnamese podcast hosted by two balding Vietnamese-American comedians where we speculate about Chipotle portions for the first good half hour.
Yeah, we got 20 more minutes. What are you doing stopping me?
I just wanted to make sure that people know what
we still got to talk about guac. We still talk about the sour cream. And there's so many salsas. I mean, God, Fred, I feel like you stifle me creatively sometimes.
No, I'm just letting the audience know what they're getting into.
They want to hear this.
We're cutting all of this right now.
No, we're not. I got first pass. I can edit this. I would keep this in.
I'm so glad that I get second pass. We're hitting a stride now where we're pretty consistently meeting up every other week to do the podcast. So I feel like I'm seeing not that different version of you than I saw last time.
Yeah. Since last we met for the podcast, I went to the Niners game. And also the Vikings game that same weekend.
That's 49ers.
Yeah.
If you're not...
And Minnesota Vikings.
And the Minnesota Vikings.
Not Norwegian Vikings.
Yeah.
To clarify. Thank you, Fred, for...
And the game is?
American football. I got to clarify. American football. Because if I had said football...
The one listener that we have in New Zealand who accidentally clicked on the wrong podcast is like, oh, football.
These chaps talking about football. American
I don't think
football.
they say chaps. Oh, well, look, we lost them already. We lost the one New Zealander.
I think they might say chaps. Do they say chaps?
They don't say chaps.
Nah, they don't say chaps.
They say bro.
Brev? No, that's cockney.
Bro. They say bro. I mean, just bro. I don't know how they pronounce it precisely, but they say bro.
I believe that. That's true.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hey, yeah. What's going on here? Here. They say here.
Yeah, that's another thing that they're always saying is what's going on because they never know what's going on.
Yeah, New Zealanders are famous. We lost them again.
Very inquisitive.
Yeah.
Very inquisitive folks. One huge piece of news that I actually know and I'm proud to say is that the New Zealand president stepped down
Really, the prime minister?
The president, I think, is
Are they
president.
president, not prime minister?
Yeah, female progressive
She
president.
was pregnant famously during her run when she was campaigning, and she was.
Around like 2017.
I don't remember. I don't know. I could be making that up too.
I don't think she was.
I feel like at some point she was pregnant.
All right. Well, welcome to the Embarrassed by Night podcast.
She was the Ali Wong of prime ministers.
Just a different outfit, iconic outfit.
Yeah, but pregnant every time. But she was cool. She was a very popular leader.
She was very popular. I remember a buddy of mine that I met in Hanoi was excited about her victory in 2017. He said, it was a big deal because it was between her, a very young female progressive candidate, and an old conservative. Probably would have spelled danger for the rest of the country the way that he would have run it.
He would have spelled danger, but he would have pronounced it danger.
Danger, man.
Danger. It's very dangerous for a country.
What's going on over here? Is there any danger?
I'm actually going to step down.
Oh, cool, man.
I'm going to step down from the presidency or prime ministership, whichever one you feel like it should be.
But that's crazy.
Why did she step?
Her president, their president just quit. She said that she knew what this job entailed, and she no longer had it in her to lead at a high level. But she had been doing it for over 5 years, like 5.5 years. Huh. So maybe they have their presidents for too long.
I mean, did she win a re-election campaign?
No, they just have long ass presidential terms.
Five is a good run.
And I think she's under 30, or sorry, under 40.
She's under 40. Yeah.
I think she's under 40. So it's like us.
I could do it.
No, quit? Yeah.
Why
would bravely quit. I could see that.
I could totally. I'd be so good at stepping down from things.
Yeah.
Actually, I brought you here today, Fred, to let you know that I'm no longer going to be doing this podcast.
Yeah, you know what it takes to
set
up the microphone at a high level.
I knew what it entailed.
This is a pretty high level.
This is a very hardcore microphone. Thank you for convincing me. I just opened it.
Yeah, slickdeals.net.
Was that where it was?
Yeah.
Nice.
You fuck with Slick Deals?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just open that up out of boredom and then see like.
You're a window shopping kind of guy. You're a shopper.
Well, because I know like I loved getting a deal on contact lens fluid because I know that shit's expensive. So if I see a deal for that, I'm like, oh, sick! I just saved $7 this month.
Do you have Slick Deals alerts?
No, I just open it up on my free time.
Yeah,
I'll do that. Like, if I'm watching TV, I'll do that, and I'll do porn just with the same ease and dead eyes. Or just like...
But you pay for your porn, right?
Yeah, that's why I need the Slick Deals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you spend all the money on porn, you need to save some money elsewhere.
But, so, going back to the New Zealand thing, that's crazy. And did you also know that the Prime Minister of Vietnam stepped down?
Oh.
Stepped down.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, scandal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he fucking the Prime Minister of New Zealand? They both had to mutually sit down and...
I think that's long distance, man. Also, he is not a very handsome man. We'll probably cut that because...
What?
I'm still trying to be welcomed back into the country, but he's not a very handsome man.
It's okay if he's not handsome. We don't need our president. Our president
and
is
corrupt.
Well, that... Now you can't say that. I think you can call him ugly, but you can't call him corrupt. You're worried about the wrong thing. Yeah. What kind of vain person do you think he is? He'll be more insulted by you calling him.
I just think if his eyes were a little bit more perfectly farther apart, he wouldn't have had to get into that shit.
Yeah. What was the scandal?
His wife was involved in a scandal of some sort. Not a sexy scandal, like a money.
Oh yeah.
A money scandal.
Yeah.
A basic scandal.
Money is sexy though.
Yeah.
All scandals are sexy.
So how do you like this new form that we're doing, where we just like kind of go like, oh, I think I heard about this. And then we just like,
I don't mind it. I'm vibing. I'm rolling with the news updates. Actually, I'm really interested because I don't read.
But, half of this shit we're going to have to fact check, and it's going to be cut out because we're wrong.
We don't need to fact check.
We're so wrong for a lot of these things.
We just confidently say things.
We'll cut out, so if we find out that the New Zealand has a prime minister, we'll cut out the prime minister parts, and then we'll just paste them in.
No, I got a perfect idea. I have the perfect idea. We stop right now. Fact
and
check.
Then go home?
And no. We stop. We pause this right now. Look at our phones, and then we just pause, and then we'll have an edit, and then come back, and then we'll say, okay, here's what we said wrong.
Okay. Prime
Jacinda
Minister of New
Ardern.
Zealand?
Yeah.
Okay. Jacinda, and how long had she been serving?
Jacinda Ardern will be only the second elected leader to give birth while in office and the first to go on maternity leave. Prime Minister of Vietnam.
That's not him. That's not him.
I know.
That's the current.
Yes.
That's not
Preceded by. Oh, it is him. It is him.
No, it's Winston Folk.
But what's this? Oh,
Winston Folk is the.
this guy. President. He's president of Vietnam. A series of corruption scandals.
And we're back.
We at Embarrassed by Night strive to provide a program full of facts, whimsy, and most importantly, accuracy to those facts and accuracy to the whimsy. Honest whimsy.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about.
A to the F, A to the W.
Yes, that's that acronym exemplifies who we are very succinctly. Thank you, Fred. And at this point, we'd like to apologize for some statements that were made previously in the last segment that were unfortunately unfactual. Fred, do you have anything to say?
Just finish the bit.
Okay. Well, Fred was wrong. New Zealand, the Prime Minister stepped down, Jacinda, I forgot her last name, and she was pregnant while in office. She gave birth while in office, which is true. The news is true, but it was Prime Minister. And it was the President of Vietnam, who was previously the Prime Minister, who stepped down after a series of scandals. So just now that we know the facts.
Now that we're all accurate.
Yes.
We're accurate as fuck now.
Yeah.
On with the show. So the All Gas No Brakes guy, he split up with All Gas No Brakes and started his own thing called Channel 5. The Channel 5 movie came out earlier, like maybe 2 months ago or a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I think I did watch the first half
on
of it.
HBO Max.
I turned it off.
It's a huge just piece of investigative journalism because it was on HBO Max. It's A24, which is a very large production company about to put out The Sympathizer. After his movie premiered on HBO Max that same week, he was taken down by
multiple allegations
of
sexual assault.
And now nobody fucks with him anymore.
Wow, I had no idea that he was canceled. Maybe I've been desensitized to cancel culture. I've been getting news from all over, and I didn't know that we canceled him.
Well, now I'm wondering because I'm seeing visibly sweat. How would you handle something like that?
Yeah, the sweating has nothing to do with anything that you're saying. It's just biological, purely biological. Yeah. How would I handle getting canceled? I mean, you gotta. First off, I would listen. First off, the first and most important thing is you gotta listen.
Wait, okay. Can we try this?
Yeah.
Let's you were not accused of any sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
Okay, but how would you handle a public apology if I were to, and everybody's mad about it, accuse you of stealing my peanut butter sandwich out of the fridge? Let's hear that apology.
They're mad. They think I stole, and did I or did I not?
Oh, you did.
I did?
Yes.
Why would I? Okay.
I'm just making an analogy.
Look.
Do you want to roll the video?
Yeah.
Do you want to make it public, or are you gonna write it?
I got it. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
So you've heard these allegations, and since they've come out, we've noticed that you've been quiet about it. But since you're here today and you have a platform right now, what would you like to say to the people who have been hurt, or who say that they have been hurt by your treatment of their lunch?
Look, Barbara, it was never my intent to hurt anybody. I was hungry at the time. I had opened the fridge, which we share, Fred and I, we share that fridge, and there was a sandwich in it. And it's true, in the moment, I didn't remember who had initially made that sandwich. And so I ate the sandwich. I did eat the sandwich. That is undeniable fact. And I own up to that. Like I take full responsibility for eating that sandwich. I wasn't sure if it was Fred's at the time, but it was my fault. It was my fault that I ate it. And I should have checked with Fred to see if it was his or not. And that is, again, all my responsibility. Now, going back in that moment, would I change anything I did? No. I would not. In that moment, I felt like I was doing the right thing. However, looking back now with the information that I have now after listening and hearing people's stories about their sandwiches being stolen and how I've upset the Vietnamese-American balding stand-up comedy community, I'm learning, and I will be better next time, Barbara. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And what are you going to say directly to the original owner of that sandwich, who now no longer has a sandwich, will never have that sandwich, and who will have to go through the rest of their lives knowing that they'll never have that sandwich again because of what you admitted that you've done?
You know, when my parents came here in 1975...
You fucking... Get the fuck out of here. Cut. That was, you know what, that apology started off pretty scary for me.
Yeah.
Because you were like, I did it, fool. Like, I didn't know, but I did it.
Yeah.
And that was really troubling for me to hear, even though I know that we were doing an exercise.
Why was it troubling? Because you think that if I were to actually apologize like that, I would actually do something like that?
That would elicit a reaction. Be like, he fucking did it. He doesn't even care. He just admitted that he did it. And he was like, yeah, eat that.
I ate that fucking sandwich.
And then you started reeling it back. You're like, all right, I what I know now, that was wrong. But in the moment, I wouldn't do a single thing differently.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah.
It's canceled for a while. Right?
Yeah. I wouldn't. My real apology wouldn't necessarily be like that. No way. I would go that. I would never.
Well, we were doing this to hear what your actual apology would be.
No. There's no way my apology would be like that.
Then why did you even say that?
I thought it'd be funnier. I thought it'd be funnier if I did something.
Oh, because you wanted to be funny.
Yeah.
No, man, this is real. I really wanted to hear how you would apologize.
This is okay.
This isn't a bit. No, it's all right. We already heard it. I was at a show yesterday where Ron Funches.
Oh yeah, he's really funny.
Did a set, and he called it Chris D'Elia.
Nice.
He was talking about how he doesn't believe in unconditional love. It's like there's got to be conditions.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to do his bit or anything.
Yeah.
But he was saying like that's how serial killers get made. You give them
unconditional.
Somebody love them unconditional. That's how Chris D'Elia keeps getting away with this shit.
That's funny.
Which it worked really well.
Yeah.
That was an interesting show though yesterday.
Yeah. Where was it?
It was at Elysian.
Nice.
But there was a musician there, and he did something that really was disgusting to me.
When you tried stand-up comedy?
No, he ate my fucking peanut butter. No, he did this really thing that I thought was pretty tacky. He was a musician, and he came out, and he's doing songs, and then he's like, this is my last song, and I'm not an actor. I never acted. I never wanted to be an actor. I will not be an actor.
I hate this.
I've never been an actor, and I never wanted to be, but I was in this movie. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Just be humble about it.
Yeah.
But they keep calling me. That's what he said. He's like, but they keep calling me.
Oh,
and I was in this movie, and this song is from that movie. And he played.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was so tacky.
It's so cringy.
Yeah.
It's fake humility. It's like transparently fake humility.
It's something that, yeah, I think also like the dude was doing a comedy show and maybe was a little bit nervous about that. He's like, oh, I got to do something that's like a little bit funny. So maybe he thought that bit was like funny in his head, but
if
it
came
off as gross.
I believe it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan when people do that too. They like undercut what they're about to say. That's amazing, but the buildup is so obvious that, you know, it's so transparent that the undercutting, what it does is undercuts his own attempts to be humble. You see what I mean?
And it didn't come off as humble. Like I sold it a little bit better.
Yeah,
just because I have like incredible comedic timing.
Yeah, you gotta speak up. The microphone is new, and I'm not sure we haven't got the settings right. So you have incredible
comedic timing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, and I've never been a comedian. I just want to say that.
Okay. Yeah.
I will not be one after this podcast is over.
But they keep calling
me.
Yeah, I keep calling you. I keep calling. It's me. It's not them. It's just me. I keep calling. Hey, man, what are we doing the podcast? Are we still friends? You gave me pineapple slices the other day. That was very sweet.
Oh yeah, I love giving out fruit. Also, like pineapple, not to undermine what I did because I just wanted to do something nice, but when you get a pineapple and you live by yourself, that's a lot of pineapple.
Yeah, it is.
To go through.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I didn't give you back the Tupperware. Do you need it back?
No, it's trash.
Okay, cool.
I do that with salads sometimes, but I did that with goiga. I made goiga recently, and I gave it to some friends, and they didn't say anything about it. So I don't think it was the right thing to give away.
Or maybe your guy shit.
No, it was good.
Nah.
No, it was good.
We'll see.
But also, no, maybe actually, because the way that I like it is like I like just like pure drumstick. Some people like the white meat. I like it all dark meat, and maybe that comes off as like too gelatinous.
I like both. I like both. I like a good mixture of both. Like there's a really good place for the white meat, or sometimes I'm feeling dark meat too for the guy.
Yeah, I'm a dark.
I like it hella lemony too. Like my guy hella lemony.
Yeah, vinegar. You gotta put a lot of that vinegar.
Yeah. Damn. Fuck, I want some guy, bro. I can't wait to go home this weekend to get some guy.
Well, next time I make it, if it's convenient for me, I'll bring it over.
Hey, what if I don't say anything about it?
Oh, you will.
I will. You're right. I will.
Yeah, because it's a cultural gift.
Yeah. That's true. Damn. You make nukmam? You put the nukmam on it too?
I make something like it, and then I don't make it nukmam and then have it nukmam, a jar of nukmam in my pantry like my mom's house. I just make the thing and then just throw it in there. What's
the weirdest? I saw online someone had a bottle of Tito's, and that's where the family made nukmam.
That's cool.
That's pretty sick, right?
That's a good like reuse of an alcohol bottle. It's smarter than like a Jim Beam or something.
Jim Beam is smaller? Is that why, or is that?
Tito's just looks more nukmam.
Yeah.
Aesthetic.
What is the best alcohol for nukmam? That's best alcohol.
Hennessy. Actually, this would look pretty good.
Yes, but then you might think it's actually Hennessy.
With nukmam, no, you see the bits of garlic in there.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'm gonna put nukmam in here.
You should.
Yeah.
Let me help you.
Thank you. It's so nice of
help
you.
You get there quicker. You said you've been watching The Bachelor?
Yeah, I started dating this girl, and she's been making me watch. Not making me. She's been asking me, and I have agreed to watch The Bachelor. The first one I watched was Bachelor in Paradise, and I only agreed to watch it because I said, "Look, I'm down to watch it, but you had to let me talk through it." That was my only stipulation. Like, that was the only requirement. I have to talk through it. I can't just sit and watch it. I just can't. My mom watches The Bachelor, and when my brother and I come home and she's watching it, my brother and I will start roasting the people on The Bachelor just because they're so cringy and roastable, right? And then my mom once yelled at us. She was like, "Stop talking. You're ruining the show. I didn't ask you to fly home so you could ruin my show. Now sit down and watch. This is bonding time." My mom's preferred method of bonding is for us to shut the fuck up and watch The Bachelor with her.
That's great.
Yeah. So we watched the first episode of the newest season of The Bachelor with Zach. He's the new Bachelor.
You don't need to tell me their names.
His name is Zach.
I don't watch.
Zach is back, baby. He was previously on The Bachelorette with Rachel season. Rachel and I forgot the other girl's name. But
I'm not retaining any of this.
Yeah, and it's okay. You can have to listen to this when you edit it.
Oh, I'll know when. Okay, this is his 10-minute thing on the bed.
How long do you think I can go? I can go for a long time.
No, don't. We're trying to retain customers here.
Customers? They're not paying for this. There's no way I'm charging for this. Anyways, The Bachelor. Zach is the Bachelor. The very first night, he has 30 girls he has to pick from. One of them is Vietnamese, and when I saw her face, I was like, oh shit, this girl is definitely Vietnamese. It also said that her name is Vanessa. She's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I was like, I think she's Vietnamese because there's a big Vietnamese community in Louisiana. So that was really cool to see. She came in with a trumpet, like New Orleans style.
Wow.
When to say this, but it wasn't that song.
A Vietnamese trumpet.
A normal New Orleans trumpet. I think she definitely did not bring up her Vietnamese-ness.
Nice.
I don't think she didn't get picked either.
That's a popular first generation thing to eschew that part of us.
Possibly, yeah. I think now it's more acceptable than when we grew up. There were a lot of people who lived in like the Midwest and stuff who were very like didn't have a strong Vietnamese community who would have been embarrassed back then. But
yeah, because back then, what was the only representation of Midwest Vietnamese or Southeast Asian?
Was it the
Gran Torino?
Oh, that's right, Gran Torino. King of the Hill too. He's Cambodian or Lao?
Oh yeah, King of the Hill. That was Texas though.
Yeah,
but
Midwest.
What do you think about the King of the Hill character?
I'm not whatever race he is.
Lao. Yeah, but he's Southeast Asian, and he's a refugee affected by war.
That's true. So I remember watching King of the Hill growing up, and I remember Bobby and his daughter kind of like hooking up, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't really think anything of it, you know? Yeah. I just didn't necessarily feel represented by that show, but I like the show. You know?
I fuck with them. I love King of the Hill, but I just thought it was interesting that, you know how Apu from The Simpsons had a lot of problematic things about him. Like people would bring up, like there was even a whole documentary about that Harry Kondabolu did. Yeah. And he was voiced by a white man, but Khan was voiced by Mike Judge, who's a white man.
Khan was voiced by Mike Judge.
Yeah, but I feel like because the way that how King of the Hill is rooted in a lot of the characters are very realistic, or at least their backgrounds are, and they're not like outrageous. Like they won't just pull out an elephant out of nowhere or something. Then it felt like a little bit like it came from a more loving place.
I suppose. I think the other thing too is that Simpsons is still running, right? Where King of the Hill is done, and I think there would be more flack if King of the Hill was still running. This is more effort.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it probably is more respectful just because the character itself is more like it's like the culture is less lampooned than the Indian or the South Asian culture was lampooned in Simpsons.
I feel like you could hear. I think this is what it is. Now that I'm thinking more about the episodes that had Khan in them, you could tell that the writers researched Laotian. Immigrant life.
Yes,
and their backgrounds. So they made jokes that were true to the reality. Yeah. Also, Khan was a dick, so that was pretty fun. He was an asshole.
He's a good character.
He was like, hey, hillbillies. He was always antagonizing them.
That probably rings true to our culture more than Apu does to like South Asian culture.
Yeah, Apu was just like a brown character.
Yeah, who just was a stereotype. But this guy was like actually a character with other attributes other than his accent. Which is that level. That level, yeah, he's an asshole, but at least he has depth of character. Yeah, right. At the minimum, So I think that's probably more respectful in that way. Like they because it's almost like even though they portray him as an asshole, but the fact that he has a layer other than his accent or his ethnicity, what they're doing is like they're honoring the humanity of him or the humanity of people who come from that culture. Yeah. Whereas they don't necessarily do that for Apu, and that's the problem with Khan.
Coming to Voodoo, July 16th.
I would have Vanessa from The Bachelor on as a guest. I think she would be really, really interesting to talk to.
All 5 minutes that you saw of her?
She had this one shot of her where they found out that The Bachelor was kissing a girl on like the very first meeting. And then off screen you hear someone go, they're kissing. And then the gaggle of girls who are talking just turn around and you see Vanessa's face. Just like wide jawed. I was like, that is an incredible shot. That's a lot. That's a lot of screen time.
I can't watch reality TV after having worked in it, not just in Vietnam, but in America, and seeing like how absolutely like fabricated all that shit is.
Oh yeah, it's hella fake, dude.
Like, I can't even enjoy it anymore.
I enjoy it for what it is, and just like not. It's like kind of like Marvel movies a little bit, or campy horror films, where you're just like, dude, just. I'm like, you know what? They're not trying to do it, so why judge them based on what they're not trying to do?
So it's just fun to see like reactions like that are completely taken out of context.
Insane, yeah, it's totally insane, and it's so like because the shot itself is in and of itself funny.
Is it gifable?
Yeah, totally.
Let's see that gif.
I say GIF.
Okay.
Speaking of peanut butter.
Did you know that was like my first television job? I never talked to you about this.
No. What did you do?
In 2011, like one of my first jobs in LA was I worked for a TV show called Strangers in Danger. And I was hired because I helped work on their pilot, and I helped like they set their pilot in Vietnam. The premise is pretty much Wild Boys. Remember Wild Boys?
I don't remember that.
Wild Boys was a spinoff of Jackass.
Oh,
where Chris Pontius and Steve-O travel around the world, and that was a good show. Those guys were doing like stupid Jackass things, but also like it had the aesthetics of a nature documentary, and like a voiceover that had. But then they would do like silly, like they would go to some place that has alligators. Some remote island that has alligators, and do like a Jackass style stunt with alligators. But it was like in good humor.
Yeah.
This was a total ripoff of it, starring two BMX guys. And they did their first episode in Vietnam, and they were so disrespectful of the country and like its people.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it until like I saw the pilot. Yeah. But at the time, I was like, dude, I get to work on TV for the first time. This is cool.
Yeah.
I was like taking the metro into Hollywood. I was like, it was my first taste of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Man, did my interest wane quickly.
Were you editing, or did you go to Vietnam too?
I was the researcher.
Oh,
I was a researcher. So I helped them research the Vietnam pilot. I helped them hook up with like they're BMX guys, so I helped them hook up with like a Saigon Vietnamese community.
Yeah. So
that they could do like tricks and like do a little montage of them doing BMX out in
Vietnam.
Saigon. That was a cool idea. Yeah. But then they would do like these half-ass stunts, and they're BMX guys. They're not like professional stuntmen like Pontius or Steve-O, or they don't have like the brains behind these stunts, like the way that they had fucking Jeff Tremaine and Spike Jones behind in Johnny Knoxville behind Jackass. Like those guys put a lot of work, and artistry into those stunts. Yeah. These guys were just like, oh, we could do that. Let's go to Vietnam. Let's fuck around in Vietnam. So they had one particular scene that I remember that they were eating balut or hop yet lom.
Yeah.
And they were at tables like this. And they go like, look at this. Look at it. What is that? Is that the beak? That's a beak. And the guy eats it. He's and he just barfs. And they get up and leave. And then it's just like barf at this Vietnamese street.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, it was so disrespectful. Back in 2011.
Wow. That was the year I went to Vietnam, or the year before I went to Vietnam.
Okay, so you probably saw that barf.
Yeah. We actually recorded the same thing.
They cleaned it up.
Yeah. I ate the barf, and I had to throw it back up, and now it's back on the ground.
So that was my only job in TV.
Why did you quit?
I eventually got fired.
Oh, so you didn't even quit. You hated it, but you didn't even quit.
Yeah, I also just I saw. I mean, I was young, first of all, so I didn't really know how to play the game to just keep going. But also, I just didn't like the product. I didn't like the finished product. My bosses were very uncommunicative, so I didn't really know how to be a go-getter at the time. So I could work my way up. I was just doing what I was told, and they would keep me in the dark about a lot of things. So eventually I was just I don't know what I'm doing here, and then so I would just show up, do the bare minimum, and then after that I was let go.
You don't remember the guys? You don't remember anyone? No names attached?
Why would I say their names?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just curious. Are you just?
No, I remember everybody's name.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm not asking you to do. I was That sucks. What a terrible experience for you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a good learning experience.
Yeah. To
just kind of see, and that's why I have that whenever I see reality TV, I go this isn't reality. I don't know if you guys know, but this isn't reality.
Yeah, you're not really breaking news with the Jacinda prime ministership thing. But yeah, it's not. It didn't surprise me when you were like, it's not real, right? It's good. They're well produced shows. I would say that both, especially
Oh
Bachelor
yeah,
in
they have hella
Paradise.
money.
Yeah, and then the way they structure it, it's very creative, and the things they do to elicit emotion, it's kind of messed up. It's like if these people weren't so like clearly like good looking and like so narcissistic and so obviously hungry for screen time and attention, I would feel really bad for them because of what the producers make them go through, emotionally, to force them to do certain things and be in certain very uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, some people just do whatever if they can get on TV. Though.
Exactly. So I don't feel it's like it's a weird moral thing because if it was just a random group of people vying for even like money, I would kind of feel bad. But they're not even getting paid to do it.
What's a TV show that you would be on if you could be on one reality TV show that, and think about like how it would keep your career trajectory going if you even appeared on like one episode.
Taskmaster.
See, I don't even know what that one.
Oh, it's
British though, isn't it?
It was originally British, and then they have a lot of spin-offs like in Australia. They even had an American one that I think fell through.
So you'd be on that?
100%. I would love to do that.
So that you could. Well, what I was saying was think about one appearance on that and how that would help you.
It's
for the years afterwards.
The contestants are all comedians. They're
Okay.
all stand-up comedians or British talking head comedians, personalities. And these comedians are put through the ringer. They're given random tasks and then arbitrary points to see who performs the task to the best of their ability.
Okay.
And it's like a whole season long like race, pretty much, but with random tasks. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so ridiculous. And the comedians they're like trying, but also not trying. It's trying to like they are trying to win. I think they're all trying to win, but they're also trying to be themselves and funny. And it's like creative and fun. And I think the product is really really funny.
I thought your answer would have been something like Survivor, because there are people who are on Survivor, and then they just turn that into the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it would
Open
be
up restaurants.
Yeah, that would be a really really good credit.
There's a
Survivor.
Vietnamese guy who's living in Saigon, who's living it up in Saigon.
Really?
Who's opened up his own restaurant, and now is just like living off of that.
Because of Survivor.
Yeah, I think he was on the first season, and we can do another one of these pauses.
You want it?
Yeah, first season Survivor Vietnamese.
Oh, him?
I guess so.
Dai Jang. I don't know what would his name be?
Put that Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City.
Is he gay?
I don't know.
I think he's gay.
Okay.
We're back. We here at Embarrassment Night would again like to apologize for things that we may have said in the past that may not have been true regarding multiple TV shows, specifically the TV show Survivor.
Yeah, we didn't know. We just didn't know. I heard that there was a guy who was in Ho Chi Minh City who lives. Maybe he's not that guy, but maybe he's just somebody else who was like on Survivor who built a following.
Yeah.
And if you're him,
we'd like to have you on as a guest.
I'd like to have you just answer our question. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you even doing? I would love to have an episode where multiple Vietnamese reality TV show guests come on and we can talk to them.
God, I would not.
That would be so fun.
We can't even handle one guest.
We can handle it. It's fine. The episodes are okay, right?
It's still jury's out on that one, guys.
We'll see.
That was my Kenneth Nguyen impression.
It's not a good one.
Oh no, jury's out on that one.
Hey, why are you making him so breathy?
Because he's breathy.
Is
Because
he
I'm really good at I notice things about people.
Is he? He's not
That's
always
why I'm
breathy.
so good at impressions
Are you?
and comedic timing. Now I'd never be one.
They keep calling me.
They keep calling me.
Yeah.
They're like, we need you on the horn right now. Do this Kenneth Nguyen impression. We'll give you $5.
We have 40 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, whatever we can do. I'm just glad that I got to tell you about the Vietnamese television show that I was a part of.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And I was glad.
And we didn't even talk about the other Vietnamese television show that I've been a part of.
Yeah, yeah. There's one that's that is sometimes alluded to, but I haven't gone a deep dive into what that history is. We'll save it for next time.
It's a huge part of who I am.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, how so? Give me the bullet points.
It's why I'm mean sometimes. No.
Sometimes.
Pretty often.
Well, if that's it, then that's it.
Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Embarrassed by Night. This is Andy Van. I'm Fred Lay.
Two balding Vietnamese-American comedians. We're here every 2 weeks on Fridays. Yeah, thank you for those who came to the show. We really appreciate it. We
don't know how it went. This is recorded prior.
Hey, don't reveal it's like Hollywood magic, you don't have to reveal it to them.
I already told them all the secrets that goes behind reality TV programming.
God,
they know everything right now.
They don't know anything. All right, we're stars. We're pros. We don't.
Clearly not stars.
Anyways, thank you so much for those of you who came to the show, and for your continued support and listening. We can't do it without you guys. We actually can do it without you guys, but it's much better with you guys. It's way better with you guys. So thank you for that.
Should we turn it off now?
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.